Hi, I'm Yapped, and this is Yoked.
I'd like to see your mouth do something else, though.
This mouth does his dog shit.
This is Yapped, and that's Yoked. I'm Yapped. You're Yoked. You're Yapped. She's a Yap. I'm a Yoked.
You had two parents that loved you growing up.
I tricked her into marrying me.
I'm mic'd up, so anything stupid I say goes on the internet. I need attention or I'll die.
The codependent spot.
There we go.
We can't have another oopsie.
Oh, we're recording now.
I'm not talking about babies.
No, no one's having accidental babies in this house at all. No.
No, that'd be crazy because everybody's fixed.
I'd be going to get milk so fast.
I wanted to say something funny, but there's nothing coming to the brain, unfortunately.
I feel like anything that would come to the brain for you would be very
Dark.
traumatic.
You did make a joke one day about my dad going to get milk, and I was like, I grew up with a dad. He just had
Wanted to conclude much sooner than expected.
Yeah. You know, we all have a choice.
Yeah, so happy Wednesday on our beautiful traumatic intro
Morning.
to this episode.
It's no different than any other morning Connor has with me, but
No, if you don't wake up with dark humor, did you actually wake up at all?
I feel like I'm on a good streak. I haven't made a dead dad joke in at least 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't remember the last one you made.
Neither, but my favorite thing that happened recently, it's probably been like 3 months now, but I like said something really dark and fucked up in front of these guys that Connor was training with for like the first time ever. And he looks at me and goes, they don't know you. You can't do that.
Brandon Improv. That was only like last month. That was maybe like,
Feels like a year ago.
Maybe like 6 weeks ago. Dude, I was talking to Zach yesterday at the gym, and I was like, oh, you still on a cruise? Like, you're getting back into a growth phase here soon? I was like, it's been a few months, right? He goes, Connor, it's been 6 weeks. I'm like, oh, yeah, my perception of time is that those
screwed.
6 weeks has been 6 months of time.
No, literally, I don't know. Like, literally, where was I the other day? I was like signing something and I said, what year is it? Because I truly couldn't have even told you.
Couldn't tell you. My days are about 36 hours long right now.
Well, and I also feel like living in Florida and not having seasons, I like really lose track of time. I'm like, oh, is it Christmas? Like the other day I was like, yeah, I mean, it's almost Thanksgiving.
Better yet, living in Florida, there's no seasons, and owning a business where we don't have our typical like,
we don't clock
you
in
guys
or
are off work tomorrow for MLK Day.
Yeah.
Like, there's none of that. I've had clients, oh, you want to get on a call that day? Yeah, why not? Well, it's a holiday. What holiday? I have no idea. Like, beats me.
Sorry, bestie. Except for Christmas and New Year's, I'm about out on holidays.
No, Thanksgiving is way more important to me than New Year's.
Valid. And Valentine's Day, because I get you a pervy gift every year.
Yeah, but I don't think it's the holiday that matters so much to me there.
It's just the Capri Suns.
It's just the awesome gift. But, all right, what's our topic for today's episode?
We are going to talk about the first. So if you've ever been on the internet before, you've seen a meme that's like, if you don't know if your person's the right person, just like take them on a bender for the first date and see how it goes. And I mean, that's basically unplanned. Semi-planned. How me and Connor started our relationship. So we figured we'd back it up and give you guys a really fun story. I'm scared for how much Connor's gonna give away.
This, if you recall from a previous episode we did, this does tie into some of the friends that we discussed that we made who were themselves drug addicts and bad individuals to be around. So this is where that started.
Me and Connor are the innocent party.
Yeah, not even a little bit. But so Summer and I started our relationship essentially when I moved back in with my parents when I was 25, so in 2020. And her and I just started talking more frequently, FaceTiming constantly. And I moved back to Colorado December 10th. Yeah, December 10th of 2020.
That's one date we get right.
December 10th, 2020. She flew in December 11th to help me unpack.
Baby,
and
I'm a leech.
to see me and visit me for the first time ever, because we'd never met in person up until that point.
We were Instagram friends, then we were texting FaceTime, freaking insufferable.
Yeah.
And then when he knew he was coming back, I was like, all right, well, let me know when you...
It was only an hour flight from Salt Lake to Denver, so I went and picked her up, and we basically just hung out the entire weekend, unpacked my shit, and cuddled in a very, very cold, decrepit apartment. But
you forgot one very important step. I kissed you in the airport while we both had COVID masks on.
Ooh, yes. Rules were broken.
So, well, we kissed through the mask. Like,
yeah, well, we weren't 6 feet apart.
True. We weren't ever more than 6 feet apart.
That first, not uneventful, but comparatively uneventful weekend was when Summer and I started dating. Then a solid 6 days later, I fly out to Salt Lake, where she's working, and our intention was we're going to spend a night in Salt Lake and then drive to Vegas.
Yeah, I think that was the night you made pizzas for my friends.
Yes. Yep. And so this is where this all really started to unravel.
This was the year of COVID, and a week before the O, it got moved from Vegas to Florida.
The Mr. Olympia, by the way, for those who might not understand.
And so all of our stuff was booked and ready to rock, and we were not diverting a whole trip of 10 people to a different location on last minute. So we were like, fuck it, we'll watch the live stream. We have that gorgeous Airbnb, and we'll just have a good time. And boy, did we have a good time.
So I was invited to this because I ended up being Summer's boyfriend, very newly crowned. And she's like, well, you want to come? I don't know any of these people myself, so let's go.
We all had the same bodybuilding coach.
Yeah, they were all in the bodybuilding industry at the time and doing their whatevers.
This goes to show that at one point I was an extrovert, because I would never do that now.
No. So I end up in Salt Lake. We hang out for an evening, and then the next day we drive to Vegas from Salt Lake, which was a 5-hour trip typically. It took us 8 hours.
I think it's even less, honestly.
It might be a 4.5. I think it was a 5-hour trip.
Okay.
It's on GPS. It's a 5-hour trip. It took us 8 hours. Summer was in a brand new car that was a little bit of a cross-trekker type of deal, but we weren't prepared for the blizzard that we would be driving through from Salt Lake into Vegas. So that took an extra 3 hours of our time, going 25 miles per hour in an 80 zone.
No way to bond with a person and a week into a relationship, being stuck in an 8-hour car ride.
8-hour car ride in a blizzard, panicking cold. Yeah.
White knuckle holding the wheel.
So we were having a great time there. But we get to Vegas, and it is nothing short of just a straight bender of a weekend. It's debauchery at its finest. And the one compliment we got, though, was day 2. People are like, oh, how many years have you guys been dating?
We're it's been 6 days. 9 days, maybe, on a good week.
Yeah. And so that was where that all started, which I thought was pretty cool. But it was a definite, let's throw each other in the fucking deep end, and if they sink, they sink. If they die, they die.
Yeah, some true colors came out that weekend for sure.
Yeah, so there was alcohol, there was marijuana, there was other party favors sprinkled into the mix across the board, where we learned really quickly that some of us like some drugs, some of us don't, some of us are responsible, some of us aren't. Navigated that fairly well, I'd say.
Yep. I think, depending on the hour.
Haley's the only one who threw up at the gym the next day.
I was so proud of her, honestly. She tried.
God bless that girl. I hope she's okay.
We did go to the gym. I don't know that anything productive happened in that 2 hours.
I got a good pump.
Nice.
I remember getting a good pump. This is when my body was still resilient back then. I feel like that Vegas trip was the downfall of a lot of my resilient bounce back with my body.
And that's on Connor shouldn't have been dating Summer.
That's on Connor shouldn't have found certain amphetamines. But
yeah, we did a really good breakfast situation at that one place.
It was Hash a Go-Go.
There's one in Orlando, but we didn't like it in Orlando.
No, the Vegas one I thought was the original one. That was great.
Don't know. But anyway, so Connor and I, from that moment, people were like, oh, you guys seem like you've been together for years, and we were like, well, that's interesting. But I feel like even at that point, we were like pretty damn close. Definitely, like when you compared then to now, certainly not same
Not
spectrum.
even remotely the same.
But for like being a week into a relationship and having literally spent 90% of our time knowing each other through text or FaceTime, it was like we were pretty on the same page, I would say.
Yeah.
And we got along really well, and I mean, we had fun.
Yeah, we knew how to laugh together from the very first moment, which I think was the most important thing.
Yeah. But, oh my God, I'm cracking up thinking about the picture of me holding your face, like AK and her dog.
Oh, in the car on the way there.
Yeah, like we were just so stupid. But we, I mean, Connor's protective side came out that weekend too because somebody lost my car keys on the Vegas Strip.
Yeah, that's when we really quickly learned that just because somebody says they're sober doesn't mean they're entirely mentally competent to operate as an adult. We ended up on the Strip at 3 a.m. because our friend John dropped a little bit of acid and was like, I want to go see the pretty colors. So one of us was sober at 3 a.m. and she was like, cool, drive us to the Strip. And we walk around Caesar's Palace for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, take some pictures, look at the pretty colors, whatever.
Wait, is this the real Caesar's Palace?
Yes. And then we're on our way back to the car, and the car keys aren't anywhere to be found.
Summer
and
was
then
pissed.
our sober driver ends up having a panic attack,
like a legitimate panic
out
attack.
of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And
keep in mind, this is my car that I'd had for like, I don't know,
a week.
No, at this point.
A month. It would have been a month because we got it on Black Friday like an idiot.
I said, I'm not spending money on Black Friday. I do that 364 days a year. Bought a car.
Bought a car. Didn't see that car for the first 3 months of owning it.
Yeah, there was some issues. Anyway, Connor's still mad about the car. I love you. Yeah, well, that's Vegas, baby.
Yeah, so we,
that same night Connor was on my shit list for life.
Yeah, so fun fact, if you walk into a house at 4 a.m. and you look your significant other in the eyeballs.
Significant other of like 7 hours.
While then you simultaneously rub a very heavy stimulant on your tongue at 4 a.m. Reminder, I just make sure it's clear to everybody.
And I was tapped out at this point. Like there was no convincing me to do
her eyeballs were around the corner heading to bed while I looked at them. My eyeballs were at the kitchen counter with a finger in my mouth and deer in headlights on my face.
That's a you problem, babe.
Yeah, she goes, fuck that. I'm going to bed. And then she left me and John in the living room to watch each other.
Yeah, they had no idea they were watching each other, which is probably the funniest thing me and Eric ever did. But I was like, John, you better watch Connor because I'm going to bed. I'm not babysitting him, and I need you to make sure he's okay. And Erica did the same thing
and we didn't know until the next
and they
day.
Didn't know, so they just sat up fighting for their life, staring.
Oh, I didn't fight for shit. I passed out so fast.
So good.
Yeah, at that point in time.
Pretty sure I got a great night's
sleep.
sleep.
At that point in time, stimulants didn't matter. There was just straight sleep happening. It was 5 a.m. It was bad.
Yeah, so here we are. But I'd say it worked out.
What was that coffee place? Was it Coffee Religion?
Coffee Religion. If you're in really Vegas, go. When we're in Vegas, we go 6 times.
Sure.
Me and Connor went. I think this was the beginning of the caffeine coffee issue that we now have. Me and Connor went to Coffee Religion like 2 or 3 times a day that trip because like we loved it, and also we needed like a little time out from the house, so we would just disappear for an hour or so. But it was good. You know, every once in a while I see Deanna post it. Her and Tegan will go.
Oh, out in Vegas.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm so jealous. But yeah, so I think the bender on the first date worked. What do you think?
I think it was a good telltale for what we're willing to put up with straight out the gate.
I will say we've never had another, okay. We haven't had a weekend exactly like that for sure. But I think that was a sign where we stepped back and we're like, maybe.
I mean, I don't know where you want to go with the rest of this episode, but we can just fast forward it 5 years and just talk about EDC Orlando.
No, that's not. I actually think I have PTSD from that weekend. I can't think about it.
Those might have been our 2 worst weekends. No, that and
one
cleaning out
in
Utah.
Salt Lake.
Cleaning out Utah.
Rough. That's why when I said that was the one that came to my mind too. But
yeah.
Yeah, me and Connor have had some scaries, but ironically, our frontal lobes developed and we've stopped doing that for the most part. But in the same breath, so we competed, and then like a week or two later, Connor took me on like a surprise date. I had no idea where we were going, and we drove like maybe 2 hours to Strawberry Springs, and the whole car ride we talked about like our future and vision boards and things we wanted and goals. And this was when I was still like adjusting to having a partner that like actually cared about me, and I remember sitting there being like, yeah, and I want to do this thing, and I want to do this, and I want to, and Connor was like, yeah, and like so productive and good, and I was like, he's got to be gaslighting me right now, because there's just no way like he actually cares, because I was so fucked up from trauma that I was like, nobody's ever cared about what I had to say or my goals or my vision or anything, without being like, that's self-absorbed, like you only care about yourself. And like he equally wanted to like not just like be a part of my future, but like talk about and planning his, and we were talking about where we wanted to live. And at this point we knew we were not going to survive long distance much longer, for the fact that we were clingy.
Insufferably clingy.
So we were talking about like who's going to move into where and what we're going to do, and from there what state are we going to live in, and so many other things. And like he brought up wanting to do like sit down and talk about the business and our goals in the future, and it reminded me of like the first time we essentially had one of those conversations, and I was like, it's so crazy to like see where we've evolved from. But like I just remember that initial conversation in the car and being like so happy and content, being like, wait, no, like relationships don't operate like this. People aren't actually happy, they don't get on the same page, he doesn't care about my goals, because I was like so tainted from being with a partner that just like didn't care about anything that was forward thinking, especially like when it came to like my own goals. He very much like was in the mindset of not wanting me to grow as a person, because that kept me complacent and with him, and like pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'd say you and I come from very different histories of relationship, where you were with somebody who didn't appreciate your emotion, didn't give you the respect you deserve in those cases, and kept you and tried to keep you small. I, on the other hand, dated a very, very insecure individual who only cared, or who only really, what's the word I want to use? Who only ever really operated in worry and what if. And granted, I was responsible for some of that mindset and insecurity. However, when you're in a vicious, toxic loop of it, it doesn't matter what responsibility I take if that loop is just continuing to infinitely circle itself. It's gonna eventually fucking break. And that's what it was a self-fulfilling prophecy with that issue. So I was on the other side of extreme insecurity and dealing with that constantly.
Yeah.
You were on the other side of just being kept small.
Yeah.
Really.
I think another point too is I've made this point before to people, and they always think it's interesting, but if you talk to either one of our exes from our previous relationships, like just before we dated each other, we both were certainly, respectfully, villains in their story at least some time or another. And when you're looking at like a partner, a potential partner, and you're like, oh, I don't know, because like this thing with their ex or whatever, sometimes it's just the wrong person, because like I would never treat you the way I treated my ex. And I think a lot of that was like a response to obviously how I was being treated, but it's just a telltale sign that like when you're with the right person, you're not playing games. And so with caution, I urge you to like also understand that like who I was in that relationship was not who I am to Connor. And like sometimes people do change. Like,
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I'd say too, like when you're reflecting on your own past relationships, and this is something that I pride myself on, because I would not be the husband I am right now if I didn't go through all the stupid shit I did when I was younger.
Yeah,
but
you used to talk about that a lot.
I put myself through those lessons, not in the sense of like, oh, I'm going to sign up for this and do this, but in the sense of I made stupid fucking choices that led to stupid fucking consequences that led to very profound lessons to be learned.
Yeah.
And with that, like I said, like I wouldn't be the husband that I am now, but like I was saying, for those of you who reflect on your past relationships, reflect on your significant other or the person you're about to go on a date with, and you're talking about their past.
Yeah.
And if they're open and they're honest with you and they're not hiding things, but they're human and they make imperfect mistakes during their past relationships, look at it circumstantially and don't label that person strictly by those past actions, because from my personal experience, those past actions could just be the lessons they needed to learn.
Yeah. I know I always say this, and like I'll say it till I die, but something really does happen when you turn 25 with your frontal lobe too, because like, I mean, before I was 25, I was a little shit too.
Same.
Like, and I have obviously intentionally put myself through a lot of self-development and growth, and I mean, life has also forced me to adapt and grow and deal with a lot of shit that like a 25-year-old probably shouldn't be dealing with, to be honest. But at the same time, it's like you do evolve and change, or I would hope most people evolve and change. And so like the person that you're meeting at 26 years old is probably going to be a lot different in 4 years than they were, especially 4 years prior to you meeting them. Like that's going to be two extremely different versions.
By a lot. And like when I say about, when I talk about the lessons that I've learned, like most of those were through college. I had a long-term girlfriend through college. Yeah. I made stupid college mistakes.
Yeah,
I made
but that's
stupid
what that
young male
age is there
fucking
for,
mistakes.
to be honest.
And 100%. And I'm not saying that, oh, haha, he's 22. He
for sure,
disrespected his girlfriend. It's okay though because he's 22. No, by no means is it okay.
Right.
But when you reflect back, and as 30-year-olds now, we're like, oh yeah, no. When I was 22, I was stupid because by fact, most, if not all, 22-year-olds are fucking stupid. And with that fact in mind, stupid decisions are made.
For sure.
And then lessons are learned.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did between the fucking age of 19 and 24. I made stupid choices and learned stupid lessons, but they put me in a better position today.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. So I think that's a good cap on things. We crushed it.
So learn your lessons fast with the person you want to be with.
Go fast and break shit.
Go fast and break shit and go on a bender with the person you think you want to be dating, because if you can manage that for a weekend, cool, you can survive anything.
I'm not saying it's like bad advice.
I'm also not saying it's healthy or legal advice.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely not that.
So with that in mind, do with that what you will.
Yeah. And just know when you drive really fast, you get home faster.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, sure. That maths.
Drive really fast so you get there quicker. Less time for accidents.
And on that note, drive the speed limit, folks. Like,
subscribe,
comment,
whatever
drop
the hell
your
you want to
questions.
do.
And we're going to be starting a couples corner segment.
Yeah,
So
I think I'm going to
drop your
post.
tea.
I'll probably post on all of our pages until the Yap and New York page picks up a little bit more traction. But I think we want to do like advice. Am I the asshole?
Give us your anonymous tea, and we'll give you
we'll
our
post
opinion.
Anonymous boxes so you guys can give us like anonymous stories or whatever, and then we'll do some reactions and feedback, and I don't know, you might get like a spicy surprise.
Let's do it up. Why not?
Sweet. Well,
Till next time, folks.
should we go to Vegas?